A wise man once told me a lot of us waste time doing ready, aim, fire when we really should just fire. So, this is us firing. I'm gonna change position. I'm falling asleep if I sit like that. Well, here we are in our pajamas, and it's 12:18 a.m. Got my stuffed animal here that I usually sleep with.
Coffee.
Drinking coffee, eating yogurt, trying to stay awake. Brittany's got her, sleep headband in. Got my pajamas on.
We're just tired.
We're tired. And let me tell you why we're tired. We've been preparing for this Lily conference presentation, and
since probably 4 weeks ago at least, maybe longer.
I've been preparing my outfit for months. And, okay, well, really we are tired from preparing for this and kind of stressed because of all the things that await us come Monday, including 3 tests.
2 for me, 1 on Tuesday.
And I have 3 on Monday. And
we have a paper due next week.
For Dr. Aristotle.
And an essay due on Monday.
Yeah. So.
And a quiz.
We have a quiz. And a quiz. And I guess, additionally, we have other things going on in our lives back at Taylor, like a 38-girl wing with roommate conflicts, family illnesses, and boyfriends that are jerks, among others.
And lighthouse teams, and extracurricular activities, including IABC.
Intramurals, airband, everything. We're student leaders, so we're involved in a lot, and are trying to process what that looks like being a senior. In my senior seminar class last Wednesday night, there was a panel of graduate students who told us that we should start thinking about narrowing down our friend group as we transition out of college. And I don't think that was the best advice for me as a PA, because that's kind of not an option for me. So, trying to think about that.
And we're trying to think about what we're going to do after college, trying to process all that.
Do I go to grad school? Do I not?
Do we apply now? Do we look for jobs? Are we going to go home? Where are we going to live? How are we going to pay for everything? It's a lot.
So, we're using hypermedia to talk to you about this. And I want to start by saying the medium is the message. Marshall McLuhan once wisely said. And I guess what Postman has done with that, he has said media creates different ideas about what is true in a given culture. But what is true for us is what Brittany is going to read.
Philippians 1, 9 through 10. And this is my prayer, that your love may abound more and more in true knowledge and depth of insight, so that you may be able to discern what really matters. What really matters. We're trying to decide what really matters.
So what does really matter?
And may be pure and blameless until the day of Christ.
So what matters to us right now is
the Lily Conference.
And remaining healthy.
And being ready to present.
And
not being tired. Being focused.
Well, and not even for this conference, remaining healthy, like when we return home. And so we think that a way that we can keep healthy is to, I don't know, identify with you. Identification. That we want to make Taylor better by making it more credible and more visible. And so we're doing that with this conference, but it's kind of taken a toll on us. And What's the word that we said earlier? That we wrote on that list? We kept saying?
Reciprocation.
No, it was like...
Consistency and commitment.
We feel...
Overwhelmed.
Well, keep saying ideas, but I'm going to find it right now.
You have a lot of things open.
Penalize is one word that comes to mind. Brittany, what do you mean by that?
We feel that because we've been committed to this conference and we've been giving it so much time and we've been thinking about it and preparing for it, that we aren't going to do as well on this test as we would have done if we had not been in Traverse City this whole weekend. We feel that we are being penalized for doing something that is going to help the department, that's going to help Taylor, and that's going to help us in our future, and that we have chosen to apply things that we've learned in class to the real life, and we feel like we're going to be penalized, and our grades are not going to reflect the commitment that we really have to our classes and to schoolwork because we haven't had adequate amount of time to study.
Persuasion is the co-production of meaning that results when an individual or group of individuals uses language strategies and or their symbols to make the audience identify, get the Bible in there, audience identify with that individual or group. So we do want to identify with you. We want to align with you in, I don't know. Persuasion leads to identification, and somehow in this video we hope that happens. But since we're just firing right now, that may be something you'll have to pick out of this video.
We really are just here to tell you that we have been committed to this and dedicated to this and given a lot of time, and we are asking that you it's okay. That you we're a little loopy right now.
It's 12:25.
We're asking that what we have given, that you could give us this one thing in return.
Reminds me of, I don't know, Aristotle Splash. It also reminds me of Paul and Philemon and Onesimus.
We're asking you to please warmly receive our request as Paul asked Onesimus to receive Philemon.
So maybe this medium is Paul. You see where I'm going with that? I know you do. Anyway, but we understand if this is something that's impossible or you kind of like can't be done. So we do feel like we want this to be fair.
We understand.
So don't feel like you have to. But it would just be so nice. And see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Good night.